We're back with Wendell Young. Wendell, now we're getting into some nitty gritty. I had a few people that I've talked with and I got so much stuff. So you have to be a little shorter as we go through this. And talk about, first of all, you grew up in the north end of Halifax, which wasn't the nicest it was a tougher area, right? 2-bedroom flat, 6 kids, 2 parents, and an uncle. Yeah. How was that in the early days?
Didn't know any different.
Right?
That's exactly. We didn't know any different. And the family above us, and the flat above us, had 11 living there. So, but we felt we were the richest people in the neighborhood, and we didn't know any different. Yeah. You know, my dad worked hard, and but we had fun. And, you know, it's the whole family thing, the brotherly thing. And, you know, we were like everyone else in the neighborhood. So we didn't know any different where we were. And you know, my mom still lives in the same house they bought. I think they bought it for $11,500, and I thought I moved into a mansion. Right. And, you know, it's
well, let's talk about it. You moved into a 5-bedroom house. Now, there was someone, I was told, came over and wanted to know where the housekeeper went. There was a little rumor that you were the housekeeper.
I was the housekeeper, yeah. I did. I used to clean the house every Saturday when my mom went out, my sister went out shopping, and my dad went to the horse races. If I didn't go to the horse races, I was cleaning the house. And it's probably in my personality because I like things neat and organized. I label things and I want things neat, and it bugs me. And if there's a piece of paper on the floor or the ground, I pick it up because I want neatness, and I think it just in my personality. And that's what I did in the house. And when you say a 5-bedroom house, I mean it's not a very big house. Right. Like it's the kitchen. Literally, there's no dining room. There's a kitchen table, probably about as big as this table, a little bigger maybe. You know. If someone needs something out of the fridge, a couple people have to get up, so the fridge opens. If there's any cooking being done, people can't sit there because the oven, like if you dish, like it's that tight. It's a small house. Yeah, it's Canadian way, and you know what? It's we loved it. Now you know Halifax has changed a lot in the days, and now it's a really nice neighborhood, and everyone wants in the neighborhood, and it's got gentrified, and it's just Halifax has been booming. But I'm proud to be from Halifax, and I have some great stories. Like we laugh all the time about stories growing up, and
well, let's get to some of these.
How we didn't have anything. Okay, let's go.
When you were about 8 or 9, you got out of school half hour earlier than your brother Daryl. Daryl had a paper route, and you used to help him deliver, especially to the naval ships. There was about 100 papers, and by the time Daryl got to the naval ship to maybe help you out, you'd pretty much done it all.
Yeah, I if I had a task, that's what I want to do. I'm not afraid of work, and I guess that came from when I was little too, and I did it. And I look back and how fortunate I was. Like I'm in a naval, I delivered papers on a naval base. I got to go on submarines. I got to go on aircraft carriers. I was like,
cool.
I don't even know how old I was. 8 years old, 9 years old, and I go down and it's a NATO port. So if all the NATO ships were in, I sold that 100. I was making a call. I need another 100. And he gave me like 25 cents at the end of the day.
The papers cost 12 cents. You would get 25 cents. So at least 100 papers, but he paid you $2 a week.
Yep.
How did that work? You needed a better agent.
I didn't say I was financially smart back then. Now, in hindsight, I'm thinking, geez, he just used me. I was like slave labor at the time. But yeah, I was happy doing it. Like it was fun because I get to go on the ships. Yeah, and, you know, just like, being on submarines, like I've seen like the missiles and torpedoes and just everything I've seen. Like I've been up close to, you know, the airplanes and didn't think anything of it because it was actually like growing up in the neighborhood. I didn't know any different. I didn't think no one got to do this. And, you know, you can't even come near it anymore. But like I got to walk through and do what I wanted to do.
So the day ended with a Coke and a Joe Louis.
Joe Louis.
Yeah? How about that?
Anybody that doesn't know what a Joe Louis is, it's a nice chocolate cake with some white cream filling in it. And to this day, every time we go to Canada, I bring back at least 6 boxes of Joe Louis, and one of my neighbors in Arlington Heights, actually, we got to bring some back for them because now they're hooked on them and they're unbelievable. Actually, the last one, I've been in Canada last month. I think the last one just got eaten the other day in my household.
Right?
And Joe Louis is a mandate to bring back.
Very good. Yeah. I have one more. We probably don't have a lot of time, but so at 10, you got the paper route. It was your paper route, and you used to go to the same naval ships, et cetera. So it was all yours, but as time went on, these naval ships would get video machines, they had all sorts of stuff, and it cost you money. So there's a little bit of a story, and you can maybe help me out here, but one day you spent all your money and you came home and you were asked by your folks where your money was, and you said you got jumped.
I got jumped, and I described the person that got jumped, and then my mom was upset, and she goes, well, we're going to find him. And driving up the road on a bike was the person that looked identical to the person I described. And my mom stopped the car. It was going to go. And then I finally heard a yell, no, that's not him. That's not him. That's not him. So it went further. What little bit of change I had left from spending on video games, my mom found out that I had hit it up and again, this is the house that we had, the flat. Like our house was, and right behind it was an industrial building. And I hit it by the smokestack. My backyard, there was a smokestack in our backyard. That's the kind of neighborhood I lived in. I felt like I was back in the old London days where you see homes next to the building with the smokestack. Literally was there, and I got caught. I got reprimanded pretty good, and in a little bit of trouble.
Love that story. Great story. We'll be back with more Chicago Bulls hockey after this.